Welcome, everybody. This is the Glaziar Gambol podcast. We're back. It's us. I like your Tepig and your Mew in the back. I haven't noticed that
Nice.
before.
Yeah.
And
Also,
there's something behind you. I thought it was a golf bag. I was like, what the? Yeah, the Thanos.
Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, I thought that it looks like protein powder or something.
Oh, down here?
Yeah.
Oh, that is a jar of coconut oil.
Oh, when you get thirsty.
Change jar. Get some money in there. $2 bills. It's a stack of twos right there.
Oh my gosh. And pennies. Those are worth like 3 cents each.
I don't know.
But welcome. That's what that sign is. Glaziar Gambol. That's what we are. And today we're going to talk to you about Secret Invasion episode 1. So I wrote some things down. I have some opinions on it.
Okay.
Okay.
First off, let's get the controversial thing right out of the way. The AI intro.
Okay, sure. AI intro.
That is a huge topic of the Twitterverse. So a lot of people were pretty upset about it because they're like, get real artists to do it. I think the intro fits. So I think the intro fits. It's supposed to be weird. It's green. Scrolls are green. It looks weird and like not normal, not human,
but supposed to be human.
Yeah. So
like a scroll.
I think it fits. So it did not bug me as much as some of the other people. I do think they should get real artists to do it, but that's the first time they've done it. And Marvel since Phase 3 has tried new things.
Yeah.
So I did not mind it as much as others, but that's
pretty conflicted on it because like I agree. I wish they would have gotten somebody real to do it, but when you get a real artist, a lot of the time you might have an issue with it looking forced, like what they're going for looks too forced. When AI, it was actually what they were going for was a generated random, you aren't exactly sure how it's going to turn out. With an artist, they have a planned image in mind, so it might be kind of difficult to get that human versus non-human feel. And I agree. I think it felt human and not human, as if somebody could be mid-shift from Skrull. It really fits the show.
However, think so too. Yeah.
I'm frustrated with that they did
AI.
I hear that. You know, like I've sold art, you have your girlfriend sold art.
Right.
You know, we know artists,
we
know like how rough that can be. Now you're just computing with somebody putting in prompts. It fits the show so well.
Yeah.
I don't see them doing this in the future with just everything. Everything's going to be an AI
and I
generated.
think they're going to hear this as well and be like, okay, listen, like we understand. However, this is a direction we wanted to try with this specific show that it does work for. So
they just won't tell us about it. They'll include it. They'll do things with like partial AI, partial with real artists, partial with just, graphic editors. And then they just won't tell us that there's portions of it that are AI. They'll just say, oh, yep, we used artists for this, but they also used AI.
Sure.
But they won't tell us. I think they could handle it both ways. And it's Disney and Marvel, so I can see them handling it either way, addressing it without really addressing it.
Right.
It's patented. That's what they do. Otherwise, yeah, it fits the show perfectly. So conflicted. I wish they would have used real artists, but if this is the only time they really use it as fully AI generated, this is the time where it makes the most sense. So I'm okay with this.
I agree. I think it also could have worked for something like WandaVision in regards to like bending reality.
That's one of those ones I wouldn't want fully though.
Right. No, I think what they did with WandaVision was very unique too, just like with the sitcom-esque ways. So that was
for sure. But probably like if you did a collection of the universes of Across the Spider-Verse in some sort of short trailer or opening, you could probably have a couple different universes that were AI generated because it would make sense, but you wouldn't want it to be fully. So I just think this is the one time it makes sense. I'm cool with it, but in the future, please stop using it.
Yeah. Find some real people. They need to be recognized for their skills too.
Yeah, we need some people to be overworked with long hours and not a lot of benefits now. So general opinion of the episode. First, opening of the series. Main characters, we got Nick Fury, we got Maria. Spoilers alert, by the way, we might have some spoilers here. Probably.
Let's get that.
But yeah, Maria Hill for most of the episode.
Right.
Like
Everett Ross.
kind of.
an Everett Ross imposter.
Yep.
Everett Ross was there though.
And Emilia Clarke's character
Gaia.
I was gonna say Raya, and I was like, that's not right.
Talos.
Right. So those are like the main ones, and Revan or whatever.
Gravik.
Revan is, I believe, a character from Fire Emblem. But
sure.
Anyway, those are like the main characters. There are other characters introduced, but that's like the main focus of the cast. So that's really all I'll focus on in terms of people.
Sure.
But I didn't like Nick Fury so far. I thought it was portrayed what they're going for, but where the character is supposed to be, I don't think his attitude is 100% what I would expect.
Right.
Maybe that's what they're going for, but so far, I wasn't a big fan of Nick Fury, even though I kind of get it. Not a big fan of it. Emilia Clarke was very good, kind of telegraphing what her story is going to be a little bit too much.
Sure. I mean, I think
giving it away a little bit too soon.
Sure. I think in general, she is, everyone know someone like Emilia Clarke, you don't want to bring in and have them be like a one-off villain. Like that doesn't make sense for someone of like her magnitude.
Her pull for audience and her talent.
Yeah, it's insane. She's done well in every universe she's been in: Game of Thrones, Star Wars, and now Marvel. So, yeah. So I mean, you can kind of see her turn a mile away, and I think with what happens in this episode, she's gonna be like oh God, what have I done? You know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of like
who's the real bad guy here?
Right. So
he was mad at Fury, but she'll notice that she's working for the bad guy.
Right. Yeah.
But I do think so. This show right now has a big feeling of, sticking with the villain. I think you did a great job killing. We've talked about meaningful kills.
Oh, for sure.
Here's the big spoiler alert. Maria Hill was killed. She initially, just like with Wolverine, where they made Professor X think Wolverine killed him, they make Maria Hill think Nick Fury kills her.
Right.
Then it turns out, nope, Skrull. So he's able to tell her it wasn't him before she dies, which Maria Hill is now dead, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, it's
side character that for some reason you care about a lot.
Right.
And
right. No,
so
Maria Hill's been here since the beginning, man. Like since the beginning. So
she's been in a lot of movies, and people like her.
Kobe Smulders,
it's sad, and so you have like you don't have the villain just killing, like he blew up and killed a bunch of people as well.
Right. Yeah.
Bombs blew off, starting a global war potentially.
Right.
But the villain, like the fans should care about Maria Hill being killed.
Right.
And so I want to point out that we talked about we need to see some meaningful kills if you want us to care.
Right. It shows the severity of this threat.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what the agent right off the bat was trying to warn fake Everett Ross about. But like you get we need threats in Marvel. We need actual threats where people can get hurt or people can die. That's just the nature of what a cinematic universe would be. If you were living in this world, you as a normal human would think your superheroes are immortal and invulnerable. They can never die. But like in actuality, like they can. There's always somebody stronger, and I even think they mentioned that in this episode. There's always someone stronger. Olivia Colman's character to Nick Fury was like, there's always someone stronger than you. Thanos' snap changed you. So I'm a lot of people were
multiple
upset.
Characters mentioned that Nick Fury was changed, and that change right now is something I'm not super enjoying.
Right. I think he kind of, how I kind of see it is Nick Fury, prepared his Avengers for Thanos, but then Thanos happened and he couldn't really do anything about it. He came back, but he also lost his main guy in Tony Stark. And I think he kind of like retired and like wasn't that impactful in what was going on because he didn't want to lose anyone else. And I think that's where he can kind of be perceived as changed because he's not as like hard as he once was.
Right.
That's how I see it.
One of the creators of the show said that he's supposed to seem vulnerable.
Yeah, I think that.
it really came out the vulnerable kind of seemed, instead of vulnerable, he seemed naive. And so like so it's just mine, like it's kind of, so it's really my problem. It's really just my problem. It could be just me, how I'm interpreting it. But instead of seeming vulnerable, he really feels like naive, as if he doesn't know what he's doing, which, you know, maybe that's what they're going for again. But it really feels like Nick Fury doesn't know what he's doing. It's like this, it doesn't match his character, who's supposed to normally be so calculated. Like, just like Maria Hill says, you're always 3 steps ahead. And now he's behind.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
they did get what they were going for, but I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, I think he's always viewed the Skrulls as allies. And so now there's a group of, because he was snapped, he was never there. The Captain Marvel also wasn't, or was not snapped. So I'm confused where the disconnect came between them helping the Skrulls and them not helping the Skrulls, but something happened where they stopped helping the Skrulls. They didn't find a planet for them. It didn't help them in any way, and some of the Skrulls took that personally, and now they have a hatred or vendetta towards Fury and Earth.
It would be nice to get a little bit more depth of explanation on that.
Sure, right, I agree. Maybe you'll get that in the Marvels too. Who knows? But
I did feel like the show has a very similar feel as Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Sure.
It kind of has like, it doesn't always feel like a superhero show. It feels more like a action drama.
Okay.
And I even feel like Emilia Clarke has a similar character. She has a very similar feel to Carly from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Sure. Yeah.
Kind of that, like, trying to lead a rebellion that
can see the similarities between like Gravik and US Agent or
exactly. So they have similarities there, similarities with Logan, with Maria Hill and Nick Fury, and so it felt like it was pulling a lot from other projects, but this isn't necessarily supposed to feel like a superhero show.
Right. It's supposed to be like a thriller. And I do get that thriller aspect. Like when everything was,
which I think that AI intro helps that.
Yeah, right. Everything with like at the square and all the bombs are going off and like Fury's following Gravik and Gravik just constantly is changing. It's like that's what they wanted to kind of convey a bunch, is like you don't know who is who.
That's why he made her be a little girl, because little girls are always creepiest in movies and shows.
How do they start The Walking Dead? Little girl.
Right. It
turns around. It's like
little girl. Little girls are always the creepiest.
Yeah.
I have one.
Dakota Fanning just Dakota Fanning in any horror project when she was younger.
Right.
Yeah. So no, I hear you.
Mike, I saw a lot of similarities between those shows, but it's supposed to be that way. The thriller aspect is kind of fun, and I think the goal is to make you confused. I think it was very obvious that Ross there was a Skrull. Like when they released the teaser, and then he's getting choked, and they cut the teaser. I was like, that's obviously a Skrull.
Yeah, that guy. Is that Ross? Like I thought Ross isn't Ross arrested too? Like he didn't
at one point.
No, he should be in Wakanda because he got freed. Like if he's in the sanctuary of Wakanda because Okoye and whatever broke him out after he was arrested, he'd be hiding in Wakanda somewhere, not in Russia.
Right.
I guess. So like, yeah, I think that's
It was kind of clear that he was a Skrull the whole time.
That's not our Ross. Like some people were like, I can't believe they killed Ross too. And I was like, that's a clone. Like that was a Skrull.
When Talos got frustrated at Nick Fury because he shot the Skrull, I kind of wanted him to be like, what did you want me to do?
Right. Yeah.
Because he was gonna die.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what Talos wanted though. Like I feel like Talos has been like, he gave up because like he's viewed as like someone a traitor, right? And so he's like, he would have been okay if it ended right there for him.
Yeah.
But I think Gaia's gonna kind of give him a new
reason,
a new
purpose.
Yeah. So, and
I'm considered attractive among my people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Among my species.
Yeah, I'm not.
I've seen some attractive Skrulls. That I liked that banter. I watched it very late, so I was tired during that moment, but I did chuckle.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, no, I think they did a good job of the thriller aspect. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah.
And then I hope they go to Saber at some point. I hope you get to see what Saber looks like and what Nick Fury's been doing the entire time.
Need to have that.
Yeah, and then you know what? You can easily replace from Maria Hill with Special Agent Daisy Johnson.
In Secret Invasion, you could do that. Secret Invasion is supposed to happen before the Marvels, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Because in the trailers for the Marvels, Nick Fury looks very confident.
Right.
He's got his swag back,
yeah,
his leather jacket.
Right.
And he's in space.
Right.
So we know eventually he's going to
probably on a Saber thing. But here's the thing, like Gaia and Monica Rambeau, they like grew up together essentially. So like that's got to be an interaction at some point too. Like, are they going to be like friends because they've been growing up for each other, or did Gaia just kind of like screw humanity? I'm gonna go do this. But
first episode is setting a good direction of the show. It feels slightly predictable at the moment. But
I think the Skrulls will. I think it'll kick in, and you're gonna be like, I really hope they make it just a giant guessing game.
That's
like,
what I would love that
the entire time.
Almost like murder mystery feel, where you go, who is it? Who is the mole? Who's the Skrull that's super close to Fury?
Is it Rhodey? It Rhodey? It's been Rhodey. It's been Rhodey since Captain Marvel.
Right.
Like everyone's been like, it's Rhodey. It's Rhodey. It's Rhodey.
We have a short about that about it being Rhodey. I think it's a good chance it's Rhodey, but that could be what's throwing people off. That's like throwing people off scent. Is that Marvel wants you to think it's Rhodey?
Yeah.
If they do make it Rhodey, that's fine. That's like that makes the most sense.
Right.
But as of right now, it could be somebody else that we haven't seen yet.
Sure.
Who knows? I do hope they do that sort of guessing game, but if they keep it as is now, it's the world's at threat with the villain. This villain is going to be hard to catch and hard to fight, and it's going to be up to the main character to go through their own self journey, as well as trying to figure out while saving the world, who can they find to get help for celebrity cameos and stuff.
Right.
Very it feels like that's the direction it's going. Yeah, if that's the formula that they want to follow, great. But if that's what they go, it just feels like we know what's going to happen. Like we know Gravik is going to continue causing chaos around the world.
Yeah, but I think the difference between now and Falcon and the Winter Soldier is I don't think they're going to do a redemption arc with Gravik. Like they tried to do like Carly Montague.
You got it. Yep.
They tried to make her the
Montenegro.
Victim. Sure. Yeah. Montesipi.
Okay. Yeah.
They tried to. Yeah, there you go. They tried to make Carly the victim, and I was like, she's killed hundreds of people.
Right.
Like that bomb, those bombs that went off at that square that Gravik did. I was like, she was doing this across the world, blowing bombs up.
She's an international terrorist.
Yeah. It walks out with her. This
that
is
has super soldier serum.
Yeah, this is because of you. It's like she just killed 43 people, like SHIELD agents. What do you mean? So yeah, I don't think they have that redemption arc for Gravik. He's just a bad dude.
Yeah, they made that clear. He's a villain, and he's just a villain through and through. Yeah, Talos made it clear that he came in with a vengeance. He hates humans. He hates Nick Fury, and it's clear, like because Gravik could have killed Fury there.
Right.
But instead he killed Maria Hill and let Fury know I killed Maria Hill before he left. He is going to try to kill everybody close to Fury first, ruin his life, and then kill Fury.
Right.
So really Fury is going to figure out like who's been keeping him, like who's been helping him, which means Gravik is eventually probably going to try to get to Saber to kill whatever people are there that were helping
the
Fury.
Skrulls. I assume Skrulls are helping him on Saber too. So yeah, no, I agree. And obviously you don't know what Olivia Colman's character is yet. I forgot her character in the show. What her character in the show. But I mean, you know who Olivia Colman is. So she's obviously shady.
Yeah.
Too, she's definitely been like a former spy with Fury before, and that's why Fury's been in that room and he turned that camera on that owl. Like he knows the stuff in that room.
That technology was weird. and how they portrayed it. It was cool, but it was weird.
Yeah. And so the only question I have is, did they know they were going to be there? Like, did I see Olivia Colman's character seem smart enough to know that Fury knew? And so that's why, like, the bags were empty. You know, maybe that's kind of how I think. And so I think if she was working with Gravik, which I think could very well be the case,
Olivia Colman's character was working with Gravik.
That's what I think. She's working with the Skrulls, possibly,
or she is one,
But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see where it goes. Because Gravik's power, I've seen some of the stuff. It looks intense. So,
we see him do like root light stuff in the trailers.
Right?
So we get to obviously they're gonna fight a bunch of Graviks at one point. There's one point where he's like sitting in what looks like the Oval Office. So obviously the president might end up being a Skrull. We'll see what happens.
Froze for a second, but we're back. Okay.
You were also frozen for a bit.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so maybe we'll see what happens with him. Gravik is obviously the focus. He's going after Fury, and right now it's a little predictable, but so far Fury's the only character I'm frustrated with. All the rest have been good.
Sure.
Well played, well done, but that character, we're probably not supposed to like him right now.
Right.
But, you know,
I mean, it's kind of his own doing. You know, it's kind of his own doing, I guess. But I think, I don't know how long Talos is here for the world. He seems like he could kind of go at any moment, but still needs to like fulfill himself.
But like you said, Gaia could be his future.
Right. Yeah. So he needs to at least do something to fulfill himself to Gaia, I think.
They've definitely softened him up in the first episode. They're like making him ready to die.
Yeah. Yeah. So it seems likely. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping we get some Monica Rambeau. I'm hoping we get some Monica Rambeau that makes sense for this story. Just because she did grow up with Gaia and all that stuff. She's obviously been in like the Marvels. She's been helping Fury at Saber.
Yeah,
is what it looks like. So, I'm curious to see if she's brought in. I'm curious to see if Agent Daisy Johnson is brought in, because they could easily this show could be like they could, if they brought in Daisy Johnson as like a surprise cameo at the end, that would it'd be sick. So, because that also means Inhumans are real,
right? So, which we already saw Black Bolt,
right? Yeah.
Bringing Daisy Johnson would be nice. I think if they mentioned earlier in like interviews, the creators of the show, some of the leads on the show, that this isn't going to be about the star power. Like they kind of want it to maintain around the main cast.
Sure.
So if they do bring in a cameo or something of any kind, I feel like it's going to be one, maybe two.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So if it's Daisy Johnson, I think that's it.
Yeah, and it'd be at the end, maybe like a saber like final thing, like in like
Photon, Fury, one episode.
Yeah, Fury brings Gaia to Saber to show everything that's going on, and then he opens the thing and he's like Special Agent Daisy Johnson or something like that.
Yeah,
that'd
be sweet.
Sick. But.
Yeah, we'd like to introduce you to Squirrel Girl, and it's Anna Kendrick.
Makes no sense to what it is.
Yeah,
this right here. Robbie Reyes. Come on, Robbie.
Just walks through a portal.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where it's probably gonna go after they switch to different multiverses. Yeah, that's all I got. You got anything else?
No.
Sweet. Well, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. I'd like to let you all you look great today, and a reminder to get your physical and mental health both. Just get them all checked. Especially if it's been a while, don't let them sit. Just get them all checked. Thank you all again. G.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. Have no regrets, yeah, I'm tired of my chest.